Welcome to Nerdaties. Bitches.
No topic is too absurd. No statement is too asinine. It's because you're listening to Nerdy Jersey's finest, Nerdaties. But hey, you saw the title. You know who we are.
Yep. Yes, you did.
Do you not? You want to know who we are? 'Cause I'm Mike.
I'm Justin.
Roosterhead is Justin.
I'm Kyle.
And
Joe.
there we go. I'm going to cut right to the chase. Time is of the essence tonight. We've already spent a lot of it on our previous show. So let's bring everyone down. We got a rest in peace this week. We got a big rest in peace this week.
Yeah.
65 years young, the one and only Doc Holliday. Val Kilmer passed away last week, like pretty much right after.
Right after.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, morning, I think.
Yeah. This one hurts a lot. I want to get out of the way, though. My opinion on him has changed a lot over the last few years after hearing what a dick he was for a while. I don't want to linger on it, though, because we lost Kyle.
It's sad because, like, Real Genius is one of my it's one of my favorite movies. Like,
It's excellent. It's incredible.
Love that movie.
He really didn't give a bad performance even in bad movies, and that's not a bad one.
No, it's not. No, but Heat, he should have got a fucking Oscar for that movie.
His first movie was Top Secret.
I know.
A Zucker Brothers Abrams style movie that's pretty spot on. That kind of humor, like a World War II spoof mixed with like Beach Blanket Bingo in a lot of ways, and he knocks it out of the fucking park. One of the best fight scenes ever underwater. Some of the best character names ever. A black French resistance guy named Chocolat Mousse. I mean, come on, that's the kind of comedy you have going on.
You ever watch Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is pretty damn great.
It is.
Great.
Yeah.
Did you ever see The Salton Sea?
No.
I recommend everyone checking that out. That was an early 2000s one. Not a lot of big names in it. He plays a jazz trumpeter. That's right. I'm bringing up horns twice in one night. Whose wife died and he becomes a heroin addict. Or no, speed freak. That's right. He's a speed freak. Mm-hmm. And there's a twist in it. Not everything is as it seems, but he gives a great performance, and it's one of those really twitchy, uncomfortable ones half the time. And the other half, he's like languid and depressed. But there's this really weird undercurrent with crime and police abuse in there.
I remember Entourage, and they had cameos galore.
Is he on there?
He was my favorite cameo. He played a Sherpa. They had a weed shortage, and he played the Sherpa, and it was like an amalgamation of his Jim Morrison, kind of more hippie-ish, but they had this like little montage of him just saying one-liners. He's like, "We're not getting fucked down. We're getting fucked up." He was just, I don't know. Val Kilmer was such a unique actor.
Batman Forever, obviously, probably his most successful film.
Yeah.
The Ghost in the Darkness.
That's a great movie.
Good movie.
So underrated.
Yeah.
The Saint.
I love The Saint.
You know, I feel like I should have his IMDb up, but something tells me we could shoot from the hip on most of his stuff and get the majority of it out.
Did you, and you know, like his last role, you know, in Maverick. You know,
Top Gun right out of the gate.
Fucking Top Gun.
There's a really, really good one with Steven Dorff called Felon. I don't know if you've ever seen that. Steven Dorff is protecting his home and kills somebody accidentally and has to go to jail, and he's cellmates with Kilmer, and Kilmer's really good in that one.
Did you know he played a Borg voice on Robot Chicken?
That's really fitting.
He was blunt.
Island of Dr. Moreau.
Awesome.
He's in that.
That was definitely a movie.
Totally a movie. Thunderheart, totally underrated. The Doors, obvious, one of his biggest bigs.
Yeah.
True Romance, only 2 scenes, but he's a blink and you can't even see a character in that unless you know who he is.
Fucking Willow.
Willow, dude, might be my absolute favorite character he ever played.
That's the what I watched that day was Willow.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
was in, he was in a lot of media. I would even like it's not just movies, TV. He was in video games. It did voices in. He was in a
there was,
Tenacious D video.
wow, that's surprising. There was a really good one, an underrated one with him and Mira Sorvino called At First Sight.
Oh
Remember
yeah,
this one?
yeah.
He played a blind guy who went blind as a kid and gets a surgery done where he retained, like in the second half of the movie, regains his sight and has to deal with trying to live with sight again.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really great character piece. Any others we can bring up before what is quite possibly his best role ever? No, I don't know if there's anything as good that he ever did as he was the voice of Kit in the Knight Rider remake show.
Really, I didn't know
Yeah.
that one.
18 episodes. It makes sense we didn't know. Oh, he was in MacGruber. He was cunt. It's bad Vinny's not here. That would have been the first words out of Vinny's mouth if
Oh
he was
yeah,
here.
definitely.
But probably nothing else he ever did was quite as high bench or high mark. I would have marked it. Fucking Doc Holliday. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
in a movie filled with great performances, he might steal the whole movie.
Yes, he did.
And it's not a complete theft because everyone gives a great performance in it,
Mhm.
but he just stands that much higher above. He's 110% in that.
Mm-hmm.
Damn shit. Like I was saying at the beginning though, like there was a time in his career where his arrogance got ahead of him and he treated people really badly. And there's a story that he put a cigarette out on a cameraman's arm while they were doing coverage on somebody else. Like he was a real prick to a lot of people. But it seems like later on in his life, he really regretted who he was as a young man and made amends for it. So I got to respect that. I was pretty resentful hearing that one of my favorite actors ever was that kind of douchebag. But it's good to see that he found the error of his ways and tried to better his life. But yeah, if anybody deserves their 5 seconds, it's Mad Mardigan, Wyatt Earp. Fucking so smooth.
Mm-hmm.
So suave. Effortlessly suave. The Saint. Did we say the Saint? I don't think we said the Saint.
We said it, but it's worth saying it again.
He played like 10 different characters in that thing. Flawlessly.
I even enjoyed him in Reboot as Blunt Man, as the fake Blunt Man.
Mm.
It's just that one hurt. That one hurt.
Yeah. It was almost Robin Williams level sad.
I know. He was just so unique.
Oh, you will be missed, sir. Let's pick it up from here. All right. Was there any casting? I don't have any fucking casting in here.
Oh, got shit.
There's no casting.
Was there?
Plenty of trailers, though.
Lots of trailers.
Yeah, if you can find some casting, Joe, bring it back
Yeah,
up. Jump right into casting. M3gan 2.0. It kind of rolls off the tongue better when you don't just say M3gan. M3gan 2.0 works, and the premise really looks like it works. You come out of the first movie where she downloads herself onto the internet or something, and you're like, all right, cool. Where the fuck are they going to go with? Oh, is she going to take over the world kind of thing? No. Apparently, they snatch her ass back up and dump her into it's basically a Furby.
Yeah.
If you watched the episode of Black Mirror with Hannah Montana with Miley Cyrus, it's the same kind of kid's toy they drop her into. And they're like, you fucked up hard, obviously, until you can fix yourself, basically, which is kind of like a stretch. You'd think they'd be more like, all right, you're going to be on a shelf for the rest of your existence, and we're going to take the batteries out. But they try and rehabilitate her.
I kind of like that they went a different way, though.
Yeah. It's very moral of them to try and fix their mistake instead of just shelving it, especially because someone takes what they've done and tries to bastardize it. Someone T-1000s their Terminator. and they have no choice but to upgrade Megan and make her into a woman almost. She was a tween in the first movie, and now she's a bit more young adult and a lot more titanium and a lot more badass. She's Cyborg Neo trying to learn how to be a better person.
Dude, I'm M3 was like,
I shouldn't
just
like
a-
it.
yeah, right. Like I remember waiting for you to come down and be like, "Have you seen it yet?" You're like, "No," and we all watched it together, and we all chuckled. Like there's funny parts to it, and at the very end, we were all like, "That was
That
good."
didn't suck. That was a fun ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. And coming into a sequel, we all did the same kind of groan. Like, come on, this money making horse shit. What are you actually gonna do? You're just gonna rehash the last movie? No. I think they're doing the Aliens to M3gan's Alien.
Yeah.
The first one was a horror movie. They're making an action movie now. And I think it's gonna work. I think it's gonna do the same thing that Aliens did. Like we have this character, we have this concept. We don't have to do a Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy thing. We don't have to just keep making this character a slasher.
Right.
We can evolve her. It's kind of the point of the character is growth, becoming better, without changing her too much. Her mission is still protect Katie.
Yes.
Still watch out for the kid. And it follows those parameters. If this other creature, this other robot gets to Katie, to the person she cares most about, she has failed. She has a valid reason for wanting to do what she's doing. On top of getting better, becoming less homicidal. I might actually theatrically watch this. I don't know.
I'm really happy.
Yeah.
Oh, no casting, by the way. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Very, very dry week.
Nothing.
The Naked Gun.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
it? Like better pop-
Trader Joe's white cheddar popcorn. Really good.
Yeah. How's it compare to hers?
Better.
Ooh, that's surprising.
Better than
This is like the
better
high
than-
watermark for me.
Better than Smart Food. It doesn't have that weird like artificial cheese aftertaste.
That chalky thing.
Yeah.
The Naked Gun.
I'm shocked with how you're doing these in this order.
Yeah, because I didn't really need to. I didn't want to build up anything this week. It's kind of like do an order of release.
The that trailer was just it was what I wanted it to be. I was surprised.
Oh, I wasn't surprised by the reveal when he, because that was an obvious setup to me that's very much in line with what Naked Gun movies are. I'm surprised they were showing blood in the trailer. I didn't think it was going to be like that.
I didn't think
because those were. I mean, I'm IMDb this.
Is it R? I am on. I'm on the IMDb.
It's got to be with blood spray like that.
It might not have a rating yet.
It doesn't have a rating yet.
No, but I was actually more interested in the original was PG-13.
Yes.
And even back then, you couldn't get away with that kind of shit. So maybe they're just tantalizing us in the trailer, and it's going to be a bit scaled back. But this could totally be R. This is asking to be an R-rated movie.
The first one pushed some of the,
It was edgy
yes.
in its own way, but it wasn't vulgar.
No, it was
Like,
not vulgar.
The joke that comes to mind is, "Hey, nice beaver."
Thanks, I just had it stuffed.
Yeah, you can get away with that joke in a PG-13 movie. It was a lot more slapsticky. I like what they're setting up here, this next generation thing, and that joke at the end
paid off so well. Hey, Dad, Frank Jr.
I was chuckling at the notion of a line of guys crying at pictures of their past fathers who were in Police Squad, and at that moment, I'm like, well, what are they going to do about you sons of bitches?
You cannot not address that.
Well met.
Yeah,
well met.
The breaking of the fourth wall. When he just looked at the camera and just went, nah.
Yeah, that could be theatrical.
That shit even made Ashley laugh.
That was funny.
Wonder how many, if that's the only one we're gonna get, or if they're gonna keep digging that well or pumping that well. I'll go for an hour and a half worth of O.J. Simpson jokes.
The fact that Seth MacFarlane is attached to this, yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing Pamela Anderson play this kind of comedy. I mean, her and Liam Neeson can't stop patting each other on the back for how good a job they did and how much fun it was working with each other. Hopefully that's not just lip service. Hopefully they're like, yeah, I respect the other person because they brought a lot to this thing, and it's got to be fun. I want it to be funny. I'm looking for the world has missed the Naked Gun.
Yeah. It's been it's been tough since Leslie Nielsen passed.
Yeah. I really super enjoy these Star Wars animated series they're putting out in the vein of Clone Wars. Just doing short 6-episode drops. Like not like Visionaries was cool, but Tales of the Underworld looks great. Because they're focusing on 2 characters essentially. I don't know if it's just going to be 2 episodes or if it's going to be 6 episodes with each of them getting 3. One focusing on Cad Bane and what looks like might be his brother, who's betrayed or been betrayed by him. And then the other one, Asajj Ventress, who, while not my favorite character in Star Wars, has had the best redemption arc
I was
they've
gonna
done.
say that had a good story, dude.
She had a great redemption arc, especially if you were a Bad Batch watcher. She only had like 1 or 2 episodes, but you can see a massive change in the year or 2, well, maybe even 3 after her final moments in Clone Wars to where she popped up in the Bad Batch. And for this to be any time around that period and her dealing with her place in the Force, I'd watch a whole animated series about her. I'd really enjoy that if they just followed her in some way. But yeah, this looks fun. Same animation style as the Clone Wars. Much like Tales of the Jedi and Tales of the Empire. I was really happy with those. I'd like to see these.
Do you think she's next to get the live action treatment?
She should be.
Like, even if it's just showing up on Ahsoka?
She definitely should be, and that's an. I'd love to see her pop up in this finale of the Filoni era. She absolutely deserves to be. And maybe Mando Grogu. It seems forced, unless they've, because it's mostly about their story of what I'm hearing, and then their overall story is going to end with this big Mandalorian crossover that's going to involve Ahsoka. But yeah, I'd love to see her involved in that. I don't know if we have time to fan cast right now, but because no one's coming to mind, and I don't want to scratch my head for too long on it. But I'd love to see her live action. Along a similar line to that, just today, 20th Century and not Netflix, 20th Century and Hulu dropped a trailer for Predators, Killer of Killers. Now, I'm not sure if this is an anthology movie, a series, what it is, but it's animated and it's Predators and it's set in 3 different timelines. And this is the kind of stuff I like them doing with the character.
I hate that animation style.
Yeah, I'm done. That's the one thing I'm not happy with. Them using the or abusing the Spider-Verse animation style.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be everything now. It's a bit too stylized for this kind of thing. I'd like something more fluid. It's the thing that sticks in my craw about it. Hopefully the story makes up for that unfortunate animation style.
Yeah, but that's the reason you don't watch Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
That's part of the reason. It's not just that frame rate. It's the simplistic animation, the simplistic design style I don't like. I've gotten used to that stop motion kind of style. It's not the worst thing in the world, but that on top of that very simplistic, like 60s style design, I couldn't get past one episode.
See, my problem with the Predator thing is it looks like half-assed Pixar.
It looks like the Clone Wars style.
I don't know.
It's got that kind of cel shaded thing, like almost like everything looks like it's all the textures are brushed on.
This looks like if Ronk and Bass got their hands on 3D animation software instead of fucking stop motion puppetry.
Not far off. There's a Heat Miser feel to that whole Vikings one.
Yeah.
And it'll be unfortunate if the animation style cuts into this, because these are 3 time periods I think we'd all like to see Predators involved in. World War II fighters, samurai, and Vikings.
Yeah.
There's so much potential for awesome here, and one element of it could shit the bed. Last trailer this week, though, unless I'm wrong.
We had a couple. No, we had
You
a
are.
couple.
We had a couple, because all I have left is Tron Ares.
No, yeah, you're off a bit.
Yeah, we had some television ones.
Okay.
But Tron Ares.
Hold on. Save that one for last.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll go through the other ones you missed. Because I put up 3 other movies. Fountain of Youth.
Oh yeah, I watched this and I was kind of meh. I think that's why I didn't write it down. I'm like, really? Like, nothing about this is tickling me.
I like her though.
I like everyone in it, but it really is National Treasure meets The Fountain.
Fine. It's
And
Apple.
I'm not a big National Treasure guy, so like this, and it's like Limp Dick Indiana Jones for me.
I like National Treasure.
If Nicolas Cage was searching for the Fountain of Youth, maybe it would get me more interested. Maybe not.
Next up is Neighborhood Watch, which is Jeffrey Dean Morgan and
Oh yeah.
Jack Quaid.
Jack Quaid. And that looks entertaining.
I think I forgot to click on this one.
Did you?
Break it down for me.
So it seems that Jack Quaid's a bit troubled. Sees some shit goes down. Goes to Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who I think is a retired cop.
Mm.
And like no one believes Jack Quaid because he's like a town nuisance and like whatever, mentally unstable. But he convinces Jeffrey Dean Morgan to like, look into this shit. It's a thing. I like both of them.
Like a crime thing, supernatural thing, or
It's a crime.
Okay.
thing.
It's an odd pairing. Although they've already been in The Boys together, haven't really had scenes, but
Nah.
Well, yeah, fun. We got the first teaser for Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Yeah. It's a movie.
Oh.
I had to have seen the first one.
Happy for everybody who got a second job out of the first one.
Yeah, good for them.
We got the trailer for what dropped today on the Plus. Not just a goof.
Oh, they did put a trailer out for it.
Yeah.
They did.
Okay.
Did you see the video of them doing a live action version in the car?
I mean, it was an interview in a car,
It was cool.
and they sang "Eye to Eye."
Yeah.
Of course, I watched it. But yeah, the documentary's out now.
Okay,
Out today,
I have to watch that.
and that leads us to our last one.
Well, actually, there were
Something else?
Yeah, we had the new South Park trailer for the upcoming season.
I don't count that as a trailer though.
Yes. The only thing I can say about that is I'm shocked they're getting so far ahead of things. I have a feeling most of the stuff they're going to touch on isn't going to be as poignant by the time that comes around.
And Star Trek Strange New Worlds dropped season 3 trailer. And
I'm very happy for you, Joe.
There's going to be a murder mystery episode directed by Jonathan Frakes. We're getting our first view of a holodeck. And
Hold on, wait. Jonathan Frakes is doing a murder mystery episode.
Yeah.
Oh, is that beyond belief?
Is this fact or fiction, Joe?
This is
He didn't.
There
He
you go.
didn't. Did you get it?
Yeah, I get it. I
You
get
came
it.
through? Okay.
And also, Reese Darby's character may be Trelane, the precursor to Q. Which,
Very nerdy, Joe.
yeah,
Very
very
happy
looking
for
forward to that.
Does anybody remember when Tron Reloaded, rebooted Legacy, when that came out? Was
Yeah.
that a decade ago?
About that.
Okay.
I thought, yeah, was it? Maybe a little more.
Close.
A
It's
little more than a
close.
decade,
Isn't
yeah.
that, isn't that area? I kind of figured they were done with it. Then we got a ride.
Well, there was that show.
Tron. Oh yeah.
Tron Uprising.
The
Uprising.
show came out of the movie.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Uprising was the show.
In continuity.
Yeah.
The show was
I will-
pretty good.
I do respect them. They seem to be keeping it tight. They're not just letting people go willy-nilly with this whole Tron concept. They have a narrative they're sticking to. And this trailer plays to it.
So Tron Legacy was 2010, so it's been 15 years. 15
Holy-
years. Tron Uprising was 2012. Well, and the original one was 82.
Okay, so the gap between them is closing
Mm-hmm.
ever so slightly. This looks very interesting to me.
Yeah, I gotta say,
I
not bad.
but I'm with you. I didn't expect another one because I'm pretty sure, you know,
Legacy didn't do gangbusters.
it didn't, and
The ride though is getting traction. It's getting a lot of love.
oh yeah,
So that keeps it in people's minds. So it's worth a swing.
I kind of thought Flynn's story was done after Legacy.
He's still in the grid, man.
Yes,
And the grid's coming to the earth. Grid's coming to the real world. And it looks kind of scary seeing that shit. Like the light cycle cutting a fucking cop car in half.
pretty cool.
It's hardcore. And those giant parentheses things floating in the sky.
They
have a name, right?
Space Paranoids.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Space, yeah.
Space, yeah.
Them coming into reality. It had kind of a Pixels feel to it for a second, but I'm like, no, this is gonna actually be decent.
Yeah, it got very dark very quick.
Mm-hmm.
But
Then going around treating people like it's Sentry.
the light cycle thing got me like instant. Was like, whoa.
Yeah. I mean, the Jared Leto of it all, I'm iffy on. Like, I don't hate him,
So,
but anytime
the
he's
way
in...
the way they're explaining his character is he's like Pinocchio.
Okay. Yeah, he's
He wants
brought
to be,
into the real world.
he wants to be a real boy.
And, you know, Bridges is back, man. So,
Bridges
like,
is there.
yeah, as long as we don't get a CGI version of him looking like hammered shit, this could be fun, man.
But
Yeah, Clue was dog shit.
Clue was awful. But is Tron in it?
Tron was in it for 5 minutes in the first one, right?
Kind of.
Well, he was in it throughout, but he was only Tron for the last...
Like 2
5
minutes of the movie.
Yeah. I want to know if his kid's going to come back, if Flynn's kid's going to be in there, if we're just going to, like, transition away from him. He's an important part.
What is
And what's her name? Olivia...
Olivia Munn? No,
Not
Olivia.
Munn.
No,
Olivia Wilde.
that's it.
Olivia Wilde. Is her character going to be in it? Because, like, they've already done it. They already de-rezzed somebody or humanized
Yeah.
a rezzed person. So, like,
she was the I forgot what that thing was
she was a
called.
program. Yeah.
But it
Or are
was-
they just going to write them off?
and is well
Maybe
it-
she's the reason that he exists.
Could be.
is Alan in it because he's been like he's drawn.
Yeah.
And,
Flynn.
I'm interested.
yeah, it looks cool.
I might theatricalize this one. If I don't have the time, I'm definitely going to catch it on the Plus. I don't have any reviews this week. I was going to talk about the show that I'm watching that was canceled last year, but what's the fuck?
I have review. You do have a review. You tasted something.
I have
look
a
at
couple
it.
reviews too, including the one I think we all watched. I have another one that I know Justin watched. I only watched one episode so far though of that.
Yeah, so did I. I only
Okay.
got one.
All right. And then I have a food review.
I can talk about 30 minutes of Mufasa, kind of.
Yeah. So
How
Joe,
bad was it?
Why don't you lead off? Don't worry, I have a full review of Mufasa.
Oh,
Okay.
good.
What should I talk about first?
Whatever.
Okay. I'll start talking about food. So I found the Girl Scouts Pop Tarts, the Thin Mints, and then the caramel coconut one. Um, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that the Thin Mint one is the best Pop Tart I've ever had. It is, and I heated it up this morning. It was first time I opened a pack, threw it in the toaster, heated it up, just like a
I'd
Thin
say
Mint.
that's cheating, but it's what it's meant for. But okay.
Okay. Now,
Uh
I need you to do an experiment for me.
huh.
I need you to take the Pop Tarts.
Uh huh.
I'm gonna need you to put them in the freezer,
Okay. Okay.
and then try them after they've been in the freezer for a few hours.
Okay. Um, Beth had the coconut one. As I'm not a fan of coconut, she had them cold, just right out of the package. She said that she enjoyed it. She enjoyed them. But I will definitely try the frozen Thin Mint.
I need to know how ganache it feels.
It's pretty ganache.
Nice.
It's ganache. Yeah, it's definitely the molten chocolate ganache taste. Yeah.
That is good news.
It is. It is good. So yeah, that I did not expect to find those. I saw it and I just went, oh, BJ's had a lot of them.
Did they?
Yeah, because nobody else has them, and I've been looking everywhere, and it just happened to just look over at BJ's, and there were boxes and boxes and boxes of them. So yeah, go BJ's. So I started a new series on the Netflix because it intrigues me, and I played the shit out of the games, and I fucking loved the games. And as you guys know, I'm not a big anime guy, but this works. This fucking works in anime. Plus, Kevin Conroy. So I gotta say, Devil May Cry.
I was
So
hoping you
good.
get to.
It's so good.
It's so good. That opening scene was so fucking brutal.
Right?
Oh my god, that was they didn't stop when he just started butchering them and not stopping. Like, okay, this is where it's gonna go. And then you met Dante, and he was everything you wanted Dante to be in a non video game medium. It's like that's the character. That's what I want. And then you heard Conroy, and I'm like, this is fucking win.
I really enjoy the character that Conroy is playing too.
The vice president.
Yeah.
I forgot somebody's playing the president.
I'm like hearing his voice is so nice.
It is very yeah. It hits you.
It should be Alec Baldwin doing his Trump impersonation.
The president is why can't I find him? God damn it!
Like a name?
Yeah,
big
he's a name.
or like an animation name.
No, he's a name. John Grace. John Grease. Freaking the Laszlo from Real Genius. He was the
okay.
Wolfman in Monster Squad.
Well, I mean, he's one of those. Oh, that guy. Like,
Yeah,
no
but,
one would
but,
be able
but
to.
to you guys,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know the name.
I mean, Hollyfeld.
Yeah, Hollyfeld. Laszlo
Laszlo
Hollyfeld.
Smarter than you and me combined.
Yeah, I would say the most disgusting thing. Hollyfeld in his pajamas. But there was a part when Dante was with the baby, and the baby started changing into the demon, and he pulled the gun out. I'm like, this is where this show's fucking going. This show's going there. But
the lady is like, "Not my baby." He's like, "But it's not."
They dropped the whole deal, right? It's not not weekly.
Yeah, it's the whole series. The whole
Did you get through? You guys get through all of it, both of you?
No, only the first episode today, because I started watching another new show today as well.
I want to take my time. I don't want to like binge this one because I see myself. I want to enjoy this season.
Yeah, I don't binge shows.
Yeah, I want to enjoy this because this is one of my. aside from Skyrim, I played the fuck out of the Devil May Cry series. Like, they were definitely one of my favorite series of video games. And the third one, I'll wait for everybody because I also watched Daredevil. Yeah.
Joe, you're done with your reviews, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Let me cry. Now that Kyle's here, I can bring it up. 2 weeks ago, we were just hanging around the house. Mike was here. It was one of the Sundays we were writing. And we usually, if we're not doing an exposing James, we still like to throw a movie on that the kid hasn't seen yet. So we watched Waiting for the first time with him. And he loved it, of course.
Did you give him any insight of being,
The whole time.
Oh yeah, we were like, this is really what it's like. That's what it's really like.
100%.
Okay. This is food service. You say you want to be a cook.
Mhm.
This is food service in a nutshell.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter what kind of food service you did,
Yep.
because I worked in friggin' Papa John's, and it is spot on to that kind of
We
lifestyle.
had our own version of the penis game.
Mm-hmm.
The nipple game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, we played the nipple game all the time.
Even the bosses were in on it.
Yeah, the bosses were in on it. Yeah.
It's a different age.
Yeah.
Where are you going with it, though?
I was just Kyle. I was just letting him know because he is a fan of that movie. I think I showed Kyle it the first time he ever saw it. So
Yeah.
Moving on from that, The Residence continues to be incredible. Shonda Rhimes, another fucking masterpiece. I love murder mystery shit, and I do enjoy everybody that's on this fucking show.
The only murders in the Capitol?
It's more like
Serious, though.
yeah, serious, but not at the same time. It's not as jokey as Only Murders. It's so good. Next up from that, we got started The Bondsman today.
How is that?
It is so worth the watch, man.
Okay.
And every episode's under 30.
Okay.
Forgot that was a show.
Yeah.
They didn't push it as a show much. I thought it was like a RAPD movie.
So I told Ashley nothing going in. All she saw was, she's like, oh shit, Kevin Bacon's got a new show. And I was like, he does. I was like, you want to watch it? She goes, yeah. I was like, excellent. She's like, you know what it's about? I go, yeah. I was like, you'll find out. I wish I was recording her face when like the paranormal of it all hits after the first like 3 minutes of the show, because spoilers, he dies in the first couple minutes of the show.
Okay.
And she's just like, legit, dude. I'm watching her. She's sitting on the couch across from me, and she's just like, that's like, I'm like,
Gobsmacked.
I wish I fucking had my phone on me to record your face because it's incredible. She's like, what? I was like, let it go.
In a perfect world, that's how everyone would go into everything. Like, have no clue what it is. Just, I'm pretty sure you'll like this. Oh, okay. New experience.
Yeah. But she's like, do you want to watch another episode? I was like, I do, but I have to watch Devil May Cry. She's like, yeah, I'm not watching that shit. She's been watching Sweet Magnolia.
Okay. Joe used to watch that show.
I can't. It's too much.
That's the one about like the three friends.
Yeah, the three friends and like, you know, people are fucking and like every man on the show has like 6-pack abs and is like incredible. Yeah. But anyways, so there's that. We watched Mufasa over the weekend. Mike sat through about 30 minutes of that. The ending was better than the beginning.
I got through like the first half of it.
Won't watch it.
Songs were ass.
Yeah, the first couple songs were uninspired. and that was being kind. As it was going and they were setting up the premise, which was basically set up in the trailers, I turned to Justin. I'm like, oh, so this is basically Transformers 1 in the jungle.
But like, I mean, I don't know. I gave it more it's Thor and Loki.
Fairly similar.
Mhm.
Just the roles were reversed. Mufasa being the Loki and Taka being the Thor in this situation.
Yeah. Structurally, just not
Yeah.
morally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. The one praise we will give it is that they really tightened up their live action animal CG, like talking, singing, face reaction thing. It is
The first,
far less cartoony.
well, yeah, but it's also not as real life. Like watching that first one, there's no real emotion to these creatures.
Yeah.
So you're watching animals walk around and talk, and their eyes aren't doing anything more than an actual lion would do. They put a little bit more cartoon in it, a little more expression, so it helps sell every line. But it's also not a cartoon, so it's got its own issues there.
It does look pretty though.
Extra pretty.
Yeah.
The albino lions coming to attack.
There's that.
Ugly lady, raindrop drink.
Now we do have to show him Congo.
Absolutely.
He's pretty hyped about it. He was asking about it on the drive to school.
Did you say
Pardon?
Congo?
Congo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Congo.
Yeah, Congo.
So bad it's good.
That's so fun.
Colorless monkey.
We also have a food review. I got my hand on the Eggo waffle ice cream.
We have 2 food reviews, right?
Do tell.
S'mores.
Oh, S'morios? Yeah. I've had S'morios before when they came out last year. I like them. No one else seemed to enjoy them nearly as much as I do, except for Zach, who finished the rest of the package.
He does that.
Yeah. But yeah, S'morios, I enjoy. Mike, not so much.
It's all right. I'm not going to kick him out of bed, but there are better Oreos.
Now, let's talk Eggo waffle ice cream.
Let's.
The buttery maple flavor. So, we were going to do a TikTok for it, but then we were just too lazy. We were tired. The 4 of us involved, my wife, James, Michael, myself, all got a heaping spoonful.
James seemed to be shocked at my heaping spoonful, but I want to taste this.
You dug deep.
Yeah.
Now, it is a sweet buttercream maple ice cream with chocolate-covered waffle pieces. But think crunchy, like waffle cone pieces, not like waffle.
Yeah, not soft Belgian.
Okay.
A maple swirl. Let me tell you, this was so much better than it needed to be.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
it's really good.
it tasted like ice cream on a waffle, except the waffle wasn't warm and toasty. It is spot on.
Yeah, it hit all the right notes. The one thing I'll say is because it is the flavor that it is, which this might be like a benefit of it because you're not going to house a whole fucking pint in a sitting. It is rich.
Okay.
Like the quality of the ice cream is very good, and the flavor in general, it's just like, you know, you have a couple spoonfuls and you're like, okay, I feel like I finished eating a waffle, so I'm not going to continue piling through this fucking ice cream.
Okay.
If this is like just a sign of what all the Kellogg's ice creams are going to be like, sign me the fuck up. I want all those cereal ones. I want the other flavors of the fucking Eggo ones. Give me the fucking Rice Krispie Treat ice cream sandwiches. If the ice cream is this good, if the consistency and quality of the ice cream is all going to be similar, it's going to be fucking incredible.
Dude, you had me at Rice Krispie Treat ice cream sandwiches.
Yeah.
Bitch,
But like
that shit dipped in chocolate with the.
Give me that fucking Applejack cereal, fucking ice cream. Give me the Rice Krispie treat cereal ice cream. Give me the fucking Frosted Flakes. I don't give a shit. If it's gonna taste like Saturday mornings used to, growing up, oh yeah, right there.
Not so much Frosted Flakes for me, but I'm peaked with that Apple Jacks.
Yeah,
Apple Jacks intrigues me because that was such a random.
It's a very specific flavor
yes.
and very specific texture.
Yes.
It's almost Captain Crunch in what it does to your mouth, but not quite.
yeah.
Nothing is that box of razor blades.
No.
I want it all though. Bravo, Kellogg's. Daredevil.
Am I the only person who's shocked that they wrapped up the Muse storyline this quickly?
It would. It did go pretty quick. There's 2 episodes left. Tonight and the next week's will be the final 2 episodes of this season.
Oh, I'm gonna pull a Justin. Called it. It was obvious, but I called it.
Oh, that the fucked up kid from Wednesday, the kid from Wednesday was Muse?
Yeah, he was in the first episode, totally musing out. I was like, yeah, that guy's definitely Muse.
The whole series, I love. Don't get me wrong, but like the episode count thing, I feel like they're gonna suffer here because it felt like they wrapped that up too quick, but meanwhile it felt like we took too long to get there.
As you look back at his role in the season so far, it's like, oh yeah, he was in it a lot more than you expected because all those murals are him.
Mm-hmm.
When you find out that he's been there the whole time commenting, it's like, all right, that's a cool little touch. But yeah, they just thrust him on us really quickly in 2 episodes and then delete him just as quickly.
But like, he is just like, when Hydro Man shows up on Spider-Man. It's just like, here's this other villain that, is doing some things for like this week.
It's very comic booky.
Yeah.
While we know who the fucking big bad really is.
Yeah.
So what is there, 8 episodes out now?
Shit.
That if next week's is the last, then that would make this.
This is episode 8 drops tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. So I didn't see 7 yet. So
Okay.
I don't know how it wraps up with Muse. But obviously I knew that it wasn't going to run the whole season given the fact that his hideout was found fucking immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm good.
Like there's understandably, like a villain like that is like a slow burn villain, right? Like that's not the kind of person who's going to have the ability to just replicate their entire outfit immediately to continue doing the shit that they were doing. You know what I mean? So like now that they know where it is, I'm assuming that they can just clean it the fuck out. And now he's going to have to build back up all his resources to do the shit he was doing. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of at least temporarily wipe him out as a villain, regardless of whether or not he's caught.
His process escalates quickly. Like, after what happened in the previous episode, where he goes, it's like, it goes from 0 to 100 in
definitely
fucking 5 seconds.
Dials it up.
Yeah, and it gets very personal for Matt.
Yes.
It almost feels like a panic maneuver.
It really was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because he played his hand too obviously.
Fucking yeah.
It's like he wanted to be known.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. By that person specifically to make the moment happen, to make them agree with him, to hoping he would get the agreement that he was, going for. But in the back of his mind, fucking, he had to know how it was going to turn out. But moreover than that, I think, is the Fisk part of stuff,
Yeah.
where his and Vanessa's relationship is now crystal clear.
Uh-huh.
You know what? I don't even know if it's 100% crystal clear,
I
because the
don't
way it
either.
ended, she could,
She did something in that episode, and you're like,
yeah. How involved? Like, how much communication went on between the two of them to set that moment up?
Yeah. I, Kyle, when you watch this episode, there's like a wait, what moment?
Hmm. Yeah, there's a okay,
Yeah.
and then the outcome from that decision is like okay, but
Mm-hmm.
what does this mean specifically?
Mm-hmm.
I think I know what it means. I think I know who's in whose corner,
Yeah.
but not necessarily.
The way that
Right.
whole
Yeah.
that whole thing happened, like they're not. They're not. No. And then, oh, okay.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
But the Daredevil fight scene that we get was tight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I
The way he uses that grappling hook.
I thought he was going to out himself in that moment.
Yeah, he kind of does.
He did, and
The
yeah.
other character involved is not an idiot.
No,
They
no,
know
they're not.
something's going on. 2 and 2 will be put together very quickly, and it's not going to go well for Matt, as it never does.
No. That's not going to end happy. No. I
Uh,
yeah. I'm. I really want to watch it tonight, but I know I'm not going to be able to watch it tonight.
yeah, I don't think I will either. So that's all our reviews. Let's jump into news. I'm gonna do mine pretty quickly. Marvel has been doing a bunch of weird crossovers lately, one shots involving odd character combos. Sergeant Fury and the Howling Commandos versus Fin Fang Foom. What the fuck? Ghost Rider versus Galactus. That's an odd one. There's Doctor Strange and Hulk, and that one's kind of whatever.
I mean, is
Rock-
Ghost Rider versus Galactus weird? Because wasn't like Ghost Rider a herald?
Cosmic Ghost Rider, future Frank Castle was a herald,
That's
sure.
right, yeah.
But this is Johnny Blaze versus him, so that's its own kind of weird. And then Rocket Raccoon and Doctor Doom happened recently. They're rounding out this whole thing, and all of these were written by J. Michael Straczynski, who is a longtime writer of Thor and Spider-Man. His final one shot in this whole deal is Spider-Man versus the Sinister 16.
That's a lot of villains.
You hear that concept and you're like, oh shit, it's going to be Spider-Man fighting 16 different people. But it's actually a bit of a curveball. Spider-Man takes Mary Jane out to a restaurant for a calm evening. And it turns out the owner of this restaurant that's going under, instead of doing Greek lightning, invites a bunch of heroes and villains to his restaurant
So it's,
with the intent that shit's going to go down.
I was waiting for you to say it's like Dinner with Andre, Spider-Man style.
Well, that was a lot more reserved than this. When you've got this many, like you got Kingpin and Typhoid Mary showing up, Dr. Octopus and his girlfriend of the week, Doctor Strange and Clea, amongst a handful of other people, all at the same restaurant, half of them in costume, shit's gonna go down. That's the concept that's wrapping up this whole wacky crossover thing. I might check it out. Depends on what the cover price is. Alan Cumming came out this week and said, well, he came out years ago.
Oh yeah.
I was
But,
gonna say,
Way years ago. Yeah. But he was doing an interview this week and said he's already been fitted for his makeup for Doomsday. He's heading out. He might already be in England right now because production's starting very soon.
yeah, I saw a set picture from a drone that looked pretty crazy.
Ah, fucking people. Stop with the spoilers. The only thing he said about it is he's very happy to be coming back as a 60-year-old superhero, and they got his makeup time down from 4 hours to 90 minutes.
yeah, I saw that.
That's pretty good.
That fucking technology. You can 3D print half of the shit that they had to do by hand on him years ago. So totally beautiful. Dave, David Fincher is directing a series for Netflix starring Brad Pitt. It's like, oh, okay, they've worked together. Cool. Based on Quentin Tarantino's character that Pitt played in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
That's crazy. I have not seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but this makes me kind of want to actually do it. It's another story I need to get the specificals on.
That's
Where did I
hard.
Thank you. We already talked about one Predator story this week in trailers, Killer of Killers. At CinemaCon, footage for Predator Badlands dropped. And this concept, I'm really liking what they're doing by curveballing this shit. The footage sees the Predator crash land on what could be either be an alien planet or a post-apocalyptic Earth. For the first time in franchise history, the Predator is truly outnumbered, with alternating shots of human beings hunting down the Predator with laser rifles. Elle Fanning plays a mysterious and possibly cybernetic human who is trying to help the Predator. We see a new variant of the Predator chief with white braids performing some kind of ritual. The teaser ends with Elle Fanning telling the young Yatra, his Predator protagonist, that what he's hunting is unbeatable, only to briefly see a massive kaiju-like creature that the Predator is going up against.
Oh shit!
Yeah. The main Predator, without his helmet, lets out a mighty yell as the giant beast before he takes it on. Directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who did Prey, I like the fact that it's not just rinse and repeat now for these movies. They learn from Predators. No. The Predator. That's what. Predators was the one with Adrian Brody that was actually enjoyable.
Yeah. No.
The Predator was the Shane Black one that was kind of a wet turd.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm. Andor Season 2, the episode list has been released for it, and it basically looks like every week we're getting a mini Rogue One movie.
Yep.
For April 22nd, we're getting 3 episodes. 3 episodes on the 29th. May 6th gets 3, as well as the 13th.
Yep.
So, yeah. At most likely 45 minutes to 30 minutes for each of them, we're getting a movie each week featuring Cassian and all these other characters. I'm kind of bummed. I like to spread these things out a little more, but that's an interesting way to go about this stuff.
And you don't have to all 3 episodes at one time.
No, but I will.
Each week is a time period, though.
Yeah.
Which
there's going to be a lot of jumping.
Yeah.
The last thing I really have, well, there's some goofy rumor that Marvel may have animated universes in Doomsday, but I don't even really want to entertain that one. I don't think they're going to do that.
I mean, they had a live action universe in Across the Spider-Verse.
They did. Very fleeting. It even barely worked there. Yeah. But I don't think they're going to go that route. Hey, if they do it and they pull it off, awesome. The only other thing I have written down is the Switch 2 announcements, but I don't think it's right for me to make those. So I will hand it off.
It's my time, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Nintendo Switch 2, after I bitched about them not talking about the Switch at all, they're like, here, you asshole. Here's some fucking info. Now shut up.
And meh.
You're mehing this? There's a lot of interesting.
I'm mehing it.
There's a lot of really interesting announcements here.
But when you look at the hardware, meh. It's really for what they're charging. It's not that great. Hardware wise, it's not that great. Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 looks fucking beautiful.
But Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 isn't a Switch 2 made game. It's just an upconverted 4K.
Yeah, but
but you're going off of what you saw from things that they announced for upconverting.
I watched the whole thing.
No. See, this is but Joe, they only announced like 2 fucking original Switch games, Switch 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Donkey Kong and fucking Mario Kart. And Mario Kart looks fucking incredible. I don't know what crack you're smoking.
Yeah, but it's not worth me buying the game for $90.
It's only $80.
$80.
Before the tariffs.
Well, we don't know what the price of anything's going to be. We'll get into that in a few. Let's get through Switch here. Joy-Cons are back. Joy-Con wheels are back. Pro controllers back. They got a Switch 2 camera. The dock. Blah blah blah. We know that you have two options for the console itself. The Switch 2 console, which is $449. Well, was, maybe, is, who knows.
Nope.
And the Switch 2 Mario Kart bundle was $499, but again, we don't know what's going to be with that. But I mean, I don't know how you're like meh when it's playing as a handheld with at least PS4 graphics.
With 1080, that battery is gonna last.
Up to 6 hours.
No.
It said 2.5 to 6, depending on the game that you're playing.
So if they say up to 6, it's gonna last 3.
Okay, so if do you know
No,
another?
trust me, I was so hyped for this before.
I mean, you should still be hyped.
I'm
Name
not.
Name me a fucking handheld that plays that pretty.
I'm not blown away, even because my whole thing wasn't even a handheld. I just wanted to play Tears of the Kingdom. That was my whole thing. I'm like, oh, I'm stoked
Oh,
for.
get Tears of the Kingdom for the Switch, you cunt.
And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna see like a nice 4K Mario game, but even the specs of the console itself docked. Meh. Like I'm gonna take that money I was gonna spend on a Switch 2 and put it in my PC and blow it out of the water.
I hate when you do that. Don't compare PC gaming to fucking.
No, because
it's apples to oranges, you asshole.
I wanted a Switch 2.
Of course, your PC fucking operates at a higher frame rate, you douche.
Yeah, but I was all stoked for this Switch 2, and then I watched it, and I'm like, might as well just go get a Switch 1. There's nothing.
Really? Nothing stopping you.
No, I know that's because that's what I'm gonna do. But
yeah, but they dropped the Zelda game for the Switch 2, and you're gonna be like, oh fuck.
No, but even
Mario, even what?
Mario Kart.
It looks incredible.
It looks okay.
It's open world racing. What the fuck are you hating?
It looks okay. I wasn't blown away.
What do you want?
It's
the most realistic Mario Kart game they've ever made.
It didn't strike me for $450. It doesn't.
You want a handheld 4K?
Yeah.
System? Go get an Ally Rogue. Like.
So you're complaining. You want to pay more for the fucking handheld?
No, I could get a Stream Deck. That's 4K for the same price.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you can't play Nintendo games on it.
Right.
No, but I wasn't blown away. It didn't, like, I watched it and none of it really struck me as okay. I was kind of bored watching it.
I hate your face so much. I wish Vinny was here. I really do.
But it is going to be it's going to be over $600 after all is said and done for the console.
If they release it.
Yeah. If they don't hold off. The third-party shit alone impresses me. I'm not even going to get it. But the fact that they're going to get Cyberpunk 2077 running on a handheld, that's not a fucking PC. They're
getting the Final Fantasy VII remake on it.
Yeah. They're getting Elden Ring and Star Wars Outlaws.
Oh, but it didn't knock Joe's fucking nuts
It's
off.
going to be buggy as anything. It's going to be buggy.
I'm super tech guy, guys, and I know that for sure a console that I've not put my hands on yet is going to be totally buggy.
You're going to run a, Cyberpunk on a 1080 screen? Yeah. It's going to be buggy.
It's going to be stripped down a bit. It's not going to be PC level, but it's going to run. I've seen the footage of it. It looks solid for a handheld. For Cyberpunk on a handheld, it looks pretty damn good.
This is Mike saying this.
Yeah, it was all cutscenes. It wasn't.
Yeah, they're not going to show actual gameplay.
That's the whole thing. Once you see the actual gameplay, you're going to be so let down by it. You're like, yeah.
I mean,
PS5's
the fact that
better.
it's not OLED, they're obviously going for a 2-year refresh. It's
Yeah.
kind of douche.
It should have been OLED.
The fact that they're charging for this Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, that's fucked up. Have you heard about this?
Yep. All the
Basically a tutorial game that they're charging for.
all the extra stuff is just cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
Well, I mean, the console itself comes with everything you need except for a fucking extra set of Joy-Cons and the Pro Controller, which you don't need the Pro Controller. And the original Switch didn't come with an extra set of Joy-Cons. You had to buy them separate too.
The Pro Controller is what, $90?
It's no. $80 for the Pro Controller. $90 for another set of Joy-Cons.
Yeah, I didn't think they'd be getting stuff like that running on this. That in and of itself is pretty impressive.
Yeah. And the ability that when it's docked, it's playing 4K. Thank you. Great. Awesome. Fantastic. I think it looks fucking great. It's going to look great when games that were designed directly for it start dropping a year from now. Or a year from whenever it releases. The next Zelda game is going to fucking... It's going to be...
I hope so. I hope so.
You shut your mouth.
Dude,
you
no, I wanted I wanted that.
No one fucking asked you. Speaking of Nintendo Switch 2 and the tariffs. The tariffs are affecting everything, everybody, everywhere, but especially in the nerd space now. Case in point, Nintendo action figures. There's a whole line of like He-Man figures that were supposed to drop that are not going to now. And the comics industry. It is now, despite how much Joe wanted to keep his head buried in the sand about it, it is now it is infiltrating the things that we talk about on this show directly.
Well, it makes sense to target the comic industry since it's doing so well now. It's not hanging on by fucking pinkies.
So the tariffs are going to increase comic book import costs, impacting publishers and retailers. So yeah, that's that. I mean, like Mike just said, the comics industry is already hanging on by the fucking skin of its teeth. This is not going to help at all. Like, we could very much be looking at the end of print comic books because of this.
They could easily transition to just digital very quickly.
Yeah. But like, this will possibly be the end of fucking print media in the comics industry, and that is horrible.
Yeah.
Because, what's the inevitability that it's going to start affecting even more of the nerd world? Like, we're talking about action figures of like a proven line of toys that has, for what, 40 fucking years now, printed money with He-Man shit. For that to be like, yeah, we're not going to do it now.
Action figures have been out of hand for a long time. The really good premium ones, like the Legends and the Black Series, are $25 on average. No one's going to pay $50 for a piece of plastic like that.
Yeah, these things are gonna double in price.
Yeah.
Yeah, at no point are the tariffs gonna be a good thing because they're not.
Not for us.
Nope.
Fucking my 401k pretty hard.
Yeah.
Real bad. On to happier stuff. The FF director said there is no Easter eggs and no other heroes in this universe, leading me to believe even more that by the end of this movie, the Fantastic Four's universe that they're in is going to be fucking gone.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I would just say the third act. It's bye bye.
I still believe it's going to be teed up to go away at the beginning of Doomsday, but yeah, one and done. Is not going to exist at all at the end of this movie.
I said to Mike, I think it's going to end up where they survive Galactus. At the end of the movie, they're like, oh, yay. And then Doom shows up and there's a fucking incursion.
Yeah, sounds very reasonable.
They're making Happy Death Day 3. Those are good movies, in case you guys haven't watched them. Which is surprising, because you all like Groundhog Day. Mike.
I had pretty much had the plot of the first one ruined for me. And then when they go for another one, like, no. Actually, I had the plot of that one ruined for me, too.
Good. They're good.
Yeah.
Even if you've had the plot ruined, there's some fun shit that happens in them. Two more things real quick. The other day, Sunday, as a matter of fact, when Mike and I were writing and finishing the Halloween special, we lately, I'd say the last couple things we've written, we really don't let each other get away with shit. And we're very vocal, and it gets a little heated.
It's classic debate format.
Right. So later that day, we were helping James. Maybe it was Saturday then. I think it was Saturday night. We were helping James freshen up his D&D wrestler, his male singles character, because he brought to the table a character named El Barto.
Like
And-
The Simpsons?
Yeah, like The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Master wrestler from the Appalachian Mountains. So I had problems with it. So I did what I would do, and I stuck a seasoned vet was who he feuded with at first. And then it's turned into a mentorship, and like the story will be that he helped this character realize that gimmick sucked, and like this is who he should be, who he is. And we came up, the three of us, Mike included, with a really cool, like, freshen up of the character. And James is like, he's like, I don't have your imagination. I was like, I know, you got stuck with your mother's, and I'm sorry. Because, like, Zachary absolutely has my imagination. And I was saying to James, I'm like, he's like, well, how do you just like, you know, he's like, you could just come up with this stuff. And I was like, well, yeah, but like, just like Mike and I were discussing earlier in the day, I was like, when you do this stuff, you want, like, I enjoy writing as a pair. I'd love writing as a group if we ever did it again. But like as a pair, you need that sounding board. And I think Mike, and I said to James, I think Mike appreciates the fact that I'm not a yes man.
Sometimes.
And Mike said, it's nice to know that he's like that, because when I say I really like something, it means it's really fucking good. And it like validates whatever, and vice versa, same thing. Because there was like, I had a bit of a hang up on the end of the final story we do for our Treehouse of Horrors.
What it came down to is the way we set it up initially, and we were happy with. When the
Yeah.
time came to write it, Justin had kind of cold feet with it. It didn't jive with him anymore. And I really liked it. Like the change he wanted to make would have fundamentally altered what it was. And not that we would have to start from scratch, but there was a
No.
lot of elements of the DNA we would have had to rewritten early on and in the midpoint of this part of the story. And not only did I not want to, because I thought what we had was good, I liked where we were going with it. So
It
it came
wasn't,
time for us to find
it
a
wasn't
compromise.
so much cold feet. It was, I was finding a lack of logic in the delivery of like the end sequence to it. And I knew what he was saying and where he was coming from, and I wasn't disagreeing with that. I was just like, we have to find a way to like, otherwise the twist isn't as twisty. It still exists. It functions how it should, but the impact won't be like, oh. And it's normal Justin Mike fashion. It took all of like a word to be like, oh yeah. Because that's usually how shit works.
But I think we have a microcosm of how most conversations go wrong. Because most people who are disagreeing about a thing will dig their heels in and not try to find the right way to say what they want to get across. They'll think, I've said it right before. Why don't you fucking get what I'm talking about? Whereas as we're talking, we're like, well, did I mean what I just said, or did what I just say make sense? Because I have a goal I want to get to. Maybe I didn't say it properly.
Right.
Maybe my idea isn't as well formed as I think. Let me reassess it.
But yeah, the kid learned something that day.
Yeah. I'm not saying we could put on a tutorial of how to write or anything, but like we're getting there.
Yeah. All right. Before food news, we're here for something important. It's time for Kyle and Justin to do a little monthly wrestling roundup. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of appropriate ages, Nerdaties proudly presents to you its wrestling brief
Segment.
segment. A segment.
Interlude?
Yeah, that's it. Featuring your podcast and internet tag team champions of the world, I am the Alpha of Alphas, the Lord and Master of the Universe, Justin, as always, joined by the God of the Dad Bod, the King of Chaos.
Kyle.
Do you know how much he's wanted to say that? He's been deep in his heart, and maybe not so that deep. Before you get deep on anything, though, you see Mick Foley survived a car crash?
Yeah.
That car looked fucked up. It wasn't
Dude.
pancaked, but it took a lot of damage. That front end was gone.
Do you think if he ever comes back to the company, they're going to use that footage in his opening package?
All I've seen is him standing in front of it. It looks like a Celica or something, or like a Civic with the bumper and hood gone, and him thumbs upping. But yeah, they should use that still in there.
There's a decent amount of WWE talk, so let's breeze through AEW real fast. The other night, Dynasty took place from Philly at the Liacouras Center. We saw Leo Rush and Action Andretti and Nick Wayne versus Top Flight and AR Fox. Max Caster had an open challenge in which Anthony Bowens returned to beat his ass. We had Kevin Knight versus Will Ospreay for the first round of the Owen Cup tournament.
That looked like a pretty good match.
It was a very good match.
I've never seen Knight wrestle before.
I've only seen like clips. And Ospreay defeated Knight. The Hurt Syndicate versus the Branches of the Learning Tree. The Hurt Syndicate defeated Keith and Bill. It was okay. I do like the Syndicate.
Yeah. I mean, I liked them when they were the Hurt Business also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mercedes
The
Monet.
exact same three of them.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the fourth one's on his way. What? Why are you shaking?
No, it's just crazy. All the speculation of like what the team was going to be, and it's just going to be the exact same fucking team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mercedes Monet. Yeah, but you know what? They're in a company where they're going to get the time and not split up a month after they get hot.
No, they'll get split up 5 months after they get hot.
Hey, still longer. Mercedes Monet versus Julia Hart in the Women's Own Hart Cup match. Monet defeated Hart. The Death Riders, Pac, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli took on Rated FTR, Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler, and Adam Copeland. Death Riders would retain their Trios Championship, and in the end, FTR would turn on Edge, setting up probably the return of him and Christian teaming together, because that's how they wanted to retire anyway. So,
But how wonderful is it that they're not just going to come back together. They're going to come back together to feud with FTR.
yeah, it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
And eventually, you're gonna get a Bucks match out of that, because there's not a chance that that doesn't happen.
Yeah. I mean, I wish the Lucha Brothers were still around. We'll get to that.
Tony Storm versus Megan Bayne. Tony Storm defeated Megan Bayne, as she should. Tony Storm, possibly the best thing in the company. Did you see her post-match thing of the scrum? Where
Tony's?
Yeah.
No.
She's like, I prepared a statement. That's her gig. And she's like, we try to keep things very family-friendly around here. And then she went on to recite a dirty limerick.
She's everything she does is great. I don't know if we ever talked about the faking memory loss
So good.
thing that she did, but it was all great.
It was, there once was a man from Nantucket whose cock was so big he could suck it.
It's a classic.
Yeah. Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe for the Owen Hart Cup tournament. Fletcher defeated Briscoe.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho versus Bandito for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Bandito would beat Chris Jericho. Jericho probably going to be off TV for a bit. Fozzy's going on tour.
That was I like results like that, because up until this point, I think on paper we knew who was going to win every match up until this one.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
The TNT Championship was on the line. Daniel Garcia defending his title against Adam Cole. Adam Cole would win on the 17th anniversary of his start in professional wrestling.
Ooh, very nice.
Then we saw Kenny Omega versus Ricochet versus Speedball Mike Bailey for the AEW International Championship. Omega would defeat Bailey and Ricochet. High energy match. Of course it is. And when all was said and done, Okada would come out. He'd get up in Kenny's face, and it looks like we're going to have a champion versus champion match. Maybe they'll unify the titles, which they should, because there's far too many titles in every company. You're welcome, EPW listeners. Once that drops Memorial Day weekend, you'll appreciate the fact that we have a mid-card title, a world title, and tag championships.
Damn right we do.
And we have a TV title. John Moxley versus Swerve Strickland for the World Championship. Mox would win, but that's because the Young Bucks made the return and hit a BTE trigger, helping Mox out, screwing over Swerve. Hangman on Page would run out during that match too. You know, shit went down. AEW has been on an uptick after like month-long like downfall, so I'm happy for them. Things are starting to come about there. Let's head over to the other side of the pond and let's talk WWE because it's WrestleMania season. Did you see the Tiffany Stratton Charlotte Flair promo from SmackDown the other night?
No.
Oof. One, Tiffany Stratton shouldn't be a world champion. Two, Charlotte Flair doesn't look anything like Charlotte Flair anymore. Also, she should not be vying for a championship after being out for like 2 fucking years and then just showing up and being like, I'm gonna win.
They did that shit.
Yeah, they do that with her all the fucking time, dude. All the fucking time.
Yeah, and she usually wins.
Yeah. There was they went off script. And I know they went off script because they removed it from their fucking SmackDown highlight of the promo. But there was a bit, you can find it, it's out there, where Charlotte started talking in Tiffany's like high squealy voice, and Stratton was like, "Oh, okay, well, you know, say what you want, blah blah blah, but like after I beat you at WrestleMania, your record against me is going to be just like your record is outside of the ring, 0-3." And the crowd was like, "Ooh,
Is that a marriage thing?
yeah,
Oh, that's cold blooded.
yeah." While she said it, she also like ducked up out the ring because she knew. And then Charlotte was like, "Well, if that's true, how come Kaiser, that's her boyfriend, is up in my DMs?" I'm like, it got catty. But again, I'm not. Why is this match even fucking happening at WrestleMania? I don't. We'll get to the WrestleMania card in a few minutes. We did have the debut of one Ray Phoenix, also on SmackDown. How annoyed are you that they separated them on different shows?
I think well, the if they wanted to debut Ray Phoenix with music and pyro and all that shit the same way they did with Penta, it made sense. Because the only other way I'd want to see him debut on the same show is to run out and make a save.
For Penta.
Yeah. And so I guess they could have done if they wanted to put him on the same show is had him like hidden in the front row and then do like the lights out and then have his music hit and then have him get into the ring. But I think probably Penta and Ray Phoenix just wanted solo runs and to remove the temptation of putting them as a tag team, which is what they fucking were in AEW the whole time they were there.
I mean, that's where their bread and butter is.
I mean, but they're good enough as singles wrestlers.
But here's my problem. Either way, the track record in WWE, even with Paul running things, the tag divisions still suck. So if they were a tag team, they were going to get thrown into the shitty tag division anyway. But what doesn't help them is they're Hispanic. So they're going to be only feuding with Hispanic people because that's what happens in WWE.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not wrong.
well, I would have an argument back for this, but I don't watch it. I don't watch really. Like I watch highlights. So like, and I haven't seen highlights of Motor City Machine Guns in a long time. Are they even on TV anymore?
Don't even know.
So like, there were potential good feuds for them, but yeah, I would like to see them both get separate runs as mid card champions, and then
Fucking mind.
what?
I mean, that's your wish list, I'm sure, but like, that's
Well,
not.
the thing is, like, they both got big pop. I mean, Ray Phoenix got a bigger pop than Penta did when Penta debuted. But in that match with Nathan Frazier had a couple botches in that match, and it still was an incredible match to watch. Did you watch that match or no?
No.
It was a short match, but um, the so Ray's finisher is a Mexican muscle buster,
Mhm.
which is basically the setup for Samoa Joe's muscle buster, but he spins him out uh into like a falcon arrow almost. So it was pretty cool, but yeah, I don't know. I'm hopeful for them, but like you said, it's not likely.
No, the track record there is not good. Not theirs, but like the companies when it comes
Yeah.
to handling people. Like, so you have like the LWO is feuding against what El Legado de Fantasma, and it's been like the same feud since last WrestleMania. It's just they swap out other Hispanic stars for other Hispanic stars. It's fucking terrible. And then you get like, then they're, if they're not feuding with each other, then they're feuding with like the Team America Chad Gable shit. It's just
Mhm.
it's the same problem they had before Vince left. And it was, I was hoping that after they fired like everybody, it would have been something that worked itself out. But it's even with two shows, your roster's too fucking bloated. Is the AEW problem too? Like, just because talent's out there doesn't mean you have to fucking hire them all.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting anything compelling out of them. Like, that's the one thing that I made sure doing EPW was like, people are in a constant fucking rotation, and then you have your champions.
Yeah.
You know, one or two guys that show up on every show, but you know, that's to build future storylines for the champions, and then yada yada yada. Moving on to other talking segments. The last John Cena Cody Rhodes promo was really good.
Even I watched this one.
Yeah, it was real good. Cena was great. Cody was great. Fucking neck tattoo references was good. Cena's line about the "I build empires for billionaires, and you just steal money from their kids" was fucking cold.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Cody went out there and was like, "You tons of things you can make fun of about me. I have a slight lisp."
Yeah, he put it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very Eminem and 8 Mile.
Yeah.
If I make fun of myself, there's no way for you to. You just took the wind right out of your sails.
But I like John's character. I like the whole, you know,
It's interesting. He has gone heel, but he hasn't gone villain because he's got that valid complaint that I haven't changed. You people have changed.
yeah.
I'm still trying to do the right thing, and you don't appreciate it anymore. So I have to react this way, which is how some of the best villains are.
Yeah. And I hate the Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins thing It should have just been Punk and Reigns. There's no reason to put Weaselface in there.
Unless he ends up coming out as the Paul Heyman guy.
That's probably what's going to happen. But I still don't like it. This is the current card for WrestleMania. Their triple threat match. Pretty much the Paul Heyman on a pole match. Cody versus John for the undisputed WWE Championship. Cena's going to win. I don't care what anybody else says. The Tiffany Stratton Charlotte Flair Women's Championship match. The Gunther Jey Uso match, which, like, they painted themselves in the corner with this one. Because if Jey Uso doesn't fucking win the title, oof, people are going to stop watching. The Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley versus I don't know what the fuck's going on there match for the other women's title. Got LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the U.S. Championship. And the women's tag title, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez versus whoever wins the fucking tag gauntlet match, I guess. Jake Cargill versus Naomi, and AJ Styles versus Logan Paul.
He's still
Is that
there.
for a title?
No,
It's going to be a good match.
just because
That match is going to steal the show.
Absolutely. And that's how it's looking right now. So there's your wrestling update. And now I give you food news.
Good news.
I hope there's only one thing.
Not that much.
Ugh.
Little Debbie's Nutty Buddies. Who doesn't love a good Nutty Buddy? Joe, right, Joe?
I love nut. Actually, I got a box of them. Justin, could you move your camera down a little bit? We just see the top of your face. The top.
It's because I'm leaning on fucking pillows. Now,
okay. just
they're putting out Nutty Buddy cakes.
I'm there. You just had to say Nutty Buddy and fill in the blank. As long as you didn't say Nutty Buddy mayo, we're good.
Yellow sponge cake.
Well, now that you mentioned it,
Yellow sponge cake layered with creamy peanut butter filling, coated with a smooth chocolate frosting.
smooth, Daddy-O.
Giggity.
Over at the Pillsbury cake mix aisle, you can get banana cake mix, coconut cake mix, and spice cake mix. And new whipped frostings, chocolate strawberry delight, buttercream, and sweet cream. Body Armor is teaming up with Dude Perfect for another flavor, sour apple. Alani new energy drink, Sherbet Swirl. A new 7-Eleven limited edition Gatorade is coming, Electric Flash. And Mott's is putting out a pineapple passion fruit juice.
I haven't heard Mott's in a while.
Yeah.
Easties. He's got the Mott's.
Krispy Kreme donuts and Fruity Pebbles getting together for a Fruity Pebble milk glazed donut.
Okay.
Yeah, I can get down on that.
I could definitely eat that.
And Paul Newman had enough of everybody putting out a bunch of different sauces, and he's like, fuck everyone, I'm launching 12 sauces.
I don't think Paul Newman had anything to do with it.
No.
Paul Newman's ghost was contacted through
There you go.
and he said, God damn it, I want sauces too.
He sounds like Chef's Dad. God damn it. I'm gonna stop now.
So, Newman's own stir-fry sauce, Sriracha Sting Sauce, which is a blend of sweet and savory red peppers, Rockin' Rooster Sauce, which is a classic dip and spread with hints of garlic and peppercorn, sweet and sour sauce, Tropical Blaze Sauce, a blend of fruit flavors with a kick of habanero heat, Newman's own Yum Yum Sauce, Newman's Own Teriyaki, Newman's Own Chili Sauce, sweet chili sauce, Newman's Jalapeno Haze, which is creamy pepper blend with lime and tomatoes.
Any hot honey?
No, Joe. General Tso. Burger Confidential Sauce, which is a signature blend of ketchup, mustard, and relish. And Newman's Dill Light, a tangy dill dip and spread with hints of garlic.
Okay.
Paul Newman's going to have my ass. Today on shophershey's.com, Hershey's and Reese's on April Fool's Day apparently put out a joke where they're like, we're going to start selling chocolate bread with our creamy Reese's peanut butter for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And the internet was like, no, but fuck you, you should. And they're like, okay. So today, for a limited time, and it sold out real quick, I tried to get it for the show, they were offering Reese's chocolate bread, and it came with a jar of creamy Reese's peanut butter and a grape or strawberry jam.
How hard would it be to make chocolate bread?
I mean, it's not hard to make anything, really.
Well, for me, it is.
The question is, like, how good could it be? In the hands of a normal person, not that great. In the hands of someone like the Hershey's Company, probably okay. We've got a couple other new things. Moon Pie has got party pies, a vanilla cookie with the classic moon pie filling and sprinkles on top. Little Debbie's putting out mini donuts now, mini frosted chocolate and mini powdered sugar donuts. Cheetos mac and cheese has got a buffalo flavor. There you go, kids. Wonderful Pistachios has a new dill pickle flavored pistachio. And Triscuits is putting out a cinnamon brown sugar Triscuit for dessert snacking, I guess.
I think I need to try that.
Right. And the last bit of food news here, some more beverages. Brisk iced tea, I didn't know it was still around, but it is. Has a passion pineapple punch flavor. Tropicana refreshers in cherry pomegranate and strawberry watermelon. Capri Sun is putting out a new flavor for the first time in forever. Summer Blast. Tastes like ball, sweat, and bomb pop.
Oh, you're probably not wrong.
No, it definitely ball sweat if it's warm, but if you cool it down, it tastes like bomb pop. And Maison Perrier en France has a line of mocktails. Yes, a citrus fizz, a pina fizz, a daiquiri red, and a peach spritzer.
I could get down on that.
Yeah, I like me a good mocktail.
Me too.
Booze makes me do bad things.
I like a slutty mocktail.
I don't
That's
remember.
just mocktail.
A slutty mocktail?
Yeah.
That might have
Like-
to be the name of this show, but
Like a virgin margarita is just crap.
it's a young girl from Mexico. Oh shit, hold on. Speaking of fucked up things. So the other day I'm looking back in my notes for the weekend, and I had some Mary Fuck Kills from like very early on that clearly were never gonna make the show. Kyle, I'm gonna need your face for this one.
Yeah, he really wants a reaction to this.
There he is.
Okay. I had on there.
You might quit the show after hearing these. I don't know.
I don't think he'll quit the show. I mean, he'll be happy that these never came to fruition.
But we're saying them on the show. Like,
Are we? Are we
Yeah,
doing
but
this?
like we're not. No, I'm not asking you to fucking
doing
do
them. No.
But like,
What are you saying?
it was a Mary Fuck Kill, and these were your choices. Now, mind you, this was like way back when we first started the weekend. I was in a dark place. So
qualify it.
your options for Mary Fuck Kill on this one were Christina Ricci as Wednesday Addams, Kirsten Dunst from Interview with a Vampire, and Natalie Portman from The Professional.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's fucked up,
Yeah,
dude.
like
Yeah, I know.
where you should say now.
Well, no, way to ruin the joke, Joe.
I know,
Yeah.
but I'm not going there.
Well,
Yeah.
I wasn't going there either, Joe. It never
Oh, you
got.
just went there, though. You
But
just went. You
I
just.
didn't.
Right?
I didn't
That's kind of what I'm
ask-
saying.
You're there. You're there currently.
Did I say do it?
You are there.
Who are you gonna marry? Fuck kill?
No, but you're there. You said the premise. You broke them all down.
Yeah.
You could
What
have
you
just
did
said
is-
those three people without the specific movies attached to them, and it would have been fine.
Mhm.
Yeah. What you
But
did
you did
was
the thing.
you got on the plane, took the flight, and didn't get off the plane. You're still there.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a good breakdown.
Thank you.
That's what he did. So anyway, what's your answer?
Fucking, I don't know. I couldn't answer it. You know.
Get the fuck out of here. Is the show over yet?
Yeah, it's time for douche and nerd.
Should be.
Do them already.
Okay, douche time.
We already know who the douche is. Come on.
Well, yeah, but like I have, out of his chaos as new things come. Let's see. Where's that motherfucker? All
Hey.
right, one of the assholes he pardoned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard this one too.
Yeah, I was looking for the specifics, but like I have so much shit saved on here now, I really don't know. Anyway, he fucked up things.
Jonathan Braun, a drug
Yeah.
smuggler, on Friday
That's it.
made an obscene gesture toward people in a courtroom and complained about his legal representation. Was arraigned in a federal court in Brooklyn before Judge. Yeah, a violent felon whose sentence was commuted by President Trump was arrested Friday and charged with violating the terms of his supervised release after he was accused of a string of crimes. That included assaulting a 3-year-old child.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Fucking winners, right?
Mm-hmm.
My-
That episode highlighted Mr. Trump an ad hoc process for granting clemency, favoring defendants who gained access to the White House, often with scant vetting of their criminal histories. At the end of his first term, Mr. Trump granted clemency to a number of allies and well-connected people, including his longtime strategist Stephen K. Bannon, Elliot Bradley, blah, douchebags. Apparently, he got into the running through Charles Kushner, father of Jared Kushner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Which is
those guys.
Yeah, fairly similar to what's happening now, except now people are just paying for pardons. They're
Now,
giving money. Yeah.
the other one
Mm.
I have is, did you hear the one about the U.S. Marshals who were mobilized to warn a fired DOJ lawyer over congressional testimony?
Yeah. And if it wasn't for the fact that she called them and said, "Hey guys, I got the email. It's okay," they would have come to her house armed to issue a letter.
Yeah, which she still showed up in court.
Mhm.
It was like, fuck you. So also, I say, fuck them.
Mm.
Any other douches before we get to the nerds?
No, just the whole tanking the entire economy thing. I think
Yeah,
that's-
definitely
Yeah.
fuck you for that.
My nerds this week, John Carpenter. I just learned recently that every year the Antarctic American Science Team, when the last plane leaves for the season, they all get together and watch The Thing on the first day there. Yeah. A couple of years ago, they asked him to send a video, like a message, and he did. This year, he did a Zoom call with them. And while I can't completely confirm it, this sounds to me like he did a commentary with them.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
That'd be pretty fucking sweet.
That's awesome.
And this week, Marvel released an 8-hour ASMR video of Hugh Jackman's breathing as Wolverine. I listened to 10 seconds of it, and it's so weird. I don't think I can do more than 30 seconds. But at the same time, dropped
Before
a
you-
few more photos they did during the production of Deadpool and Wolverine, where he recreated classic Wolverine moments, like the cover of Wolverine #1. And well, we've already seen the one where he recreated the animated Wolverine looking at the picture of Jean and Scott. So yeah, they did more of those. So that's very nerdy.
Bravo.
Mhm.
I have 3 nerds myself. Jasmine Crockett. I love her. Today, during the Doge panel review, she was quoted as, "If we were going to talk about efficiency, let's talk about the fact that as of March 30th, Trump's golfing has cost us approximately $26 million. The last time I checked, we're not getting anything in return for that. He decided he was going to golf instead of receiving 4 heroes who died serving this country."
Yeah. Yeah. She's a warrior. She speaks her mind.
Bravo.
Bravo.
Next, I would like to big ups to the comment section of Elon Musk's live stream today. While Elon was trying to prove his worth to a bunch of teenagers online, he got destroyed by commenters as he live streamed Path of Exile 2. Whispers. Commenters said, "You have no real friends and will die alone and die, as he frantically tried to hide them, then lost his hardcore permadeath character due to Starlink lag. And yeah.
I also heard he got bodied by the tutorial boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you have other people play your game for you.
Mm-hmm.
But good job, kids.
Yeah. Fight the power.
And another child is on my nerd of the week list. So over the weekend, we had the first of what is probably going to be many protests against the Tangerine Palpatine. A lot of really creative signs I've seen, but this kid, he's got the sign on him that says, "But it was the Gulf of Mexico at birth."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a time where they don't want people dead naming.
Yeah. Good job, kid. Nerdaties approved.
All right. How about that landing?
Don't fucking shake your head at me, Kyle.
How about that landing? Has it landed yet?
It's landing.
You're dropping the gear right now.
Or is it the situation before where it landed a while ago, but Justin's still on the plane? So he's there.
Mm.
They
We're
don't let me.
taxiing the runway.
I'm like the gremlin on the wing of the plane.
It's pulling up to the
There's
gate.
something.
They're like dry humping the wing instead of ripping it up.
You got your tongue in the turbine. I know you.
Yeah.
That could also be a name for the episode.
Tongue in the turbine.
Slutty mocktail or tongue in the turbine. Slutty mocktail : tongue in the turbine. Anyway, Kyle. Take
All
it
right. Well. As always, if you like what you hear, you can like us on Facebook.com/Nerdaties. Follow us on Twitter @Nerdaties. Email us at nerdaties@gmail.com and check out nerdaties.com.
While you're there, whatever. ProWrestlingTees.com/Nerdaties. NERDATIES. Sinful Creatures by Justin. Here's all you're getting out of me.
Go to youtube.com/nerdies. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to all things nerdies. And don't forget, you can now watch the one of all on YouTube. You can see our faces. Hi.
Falling apart the whole way.
Remember, we do have Nerdy Tees Season 2 coming soon. That will be theme park themed. We have a crazy Halloween special coming up. We have a Christmas special coming up. We need money. Give us money. Like money. We need money because everybody's broke and we need money. Write to us at nerdies@gmail.com. We'll soon.
How are we going to ask motherfuckers for money? The economy's falling apart.
There are people who have money.
Not that light. That listen to us.
If there
motherfucker.
are, croon, swoon, talk about business and or product.
We'll hold
Uh,
it for you in a special
we have
way.
a new show coming. Memorial Day weekend. The first episode of EPW drops.
Brother.
It is our D&D pro wrestling campaign. These guys are in it. Even Joe's in it, technically.
I am.
Joey Whitebread is character. I play you
Okay. Oh, boy.
along with like 52 other characters.
He plays with you.
Yeah, I like to play with you, Joe.
At least give me a little, you know.
Joe, your entrance music is "Glory Days" by Bruce Springsteen.
Very nice. Good song.
I know.
Glory holes is
There you
what
go.
we'll change it to. All right. All right. The plane has no gas left in it. It's just fumes. We're getting pulled by one of those little carts into the hangar. The opinions of the Nerdies crew are idiotic and poorly thought out, but don't worry, next week's will be far more insulting. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We really made it.